everybody. It's Allie, and welcome to our Y&R Chat for Sunday, June 29th, 2025. There's a pool inside the maze? Inside! You go all the way through the maze, you get to that center area, and it just opens up into a luxurious pool. That was the twist I did not see coming. Can you even imagine what a hassle it must be for the pool crew to get in there to clean it? They had to be hauling the hoses and the nets through the maze each time. The hose would be getting lost around the corner. No way! That is the kind of elaborate cruelty that I expect from a brand new billionaire. Got to go through a maze just to get to the pool. Good Lord, what if you have to go to the bathroom? I certainly hope that there is some kind of luxurious pool house also in the center of the maze, because if you got to work your way out of the maze just to go pee, no, I'll skip it. I'll stay in the garden outside the maze, thanks. Oh my goodness. I am happy with our pool illusion. I can tell you that. I like it. Character steps off screen. Splashy, splashy sound effect. Ah, it's summer. That's all I need. I'm so easy to please. It's summer. Just give me the illusion of a pool. And some swimwear. Since it's summer, Y&R said, okay, we know that we just put the fans all the way through the confusing maze that is the Aristotle Dumas story. So we are going to treat the fans this week by giving them some swimsuits and shirtless dudes. This week's Y&R brought to you by Kyle's abs and Holden's chest. Dang! Could Y&R not have thought of a reason for Nate to take his shirt off too? I mean, would it not have been appropriate for the Victoria scene? I'm sorry Cole is dying. Would it make you feel better if I took off my shirt? See, there, I did it. I made it work. Oh, but also for our viewing pleasure, Audra in her white Greek goddess bikini, looking like the most beautiful woman in the world, and just like baiting Kyle in like it's absolutely nothing. Oh, Kyle, will you put some sunscreen on me? Want to put some sunscreen on me? Gotta get the front, gotta get the back. Gotta get the back and the front. And all the while, Sally in her jungle bikini is silently judging Audra. What a contrast. Audra's just like white, rucheted, is that the word? Just white textured bikini, and then Sally's got this wild jungle print. The Y&R said, we're going to give them the bods. Who's got the bods? All right, everybody who's got a bod, line up. Your bod's gonna get some screen time this week. Thank you. And I do love Audra. More on my neck, please. And Kyle's just there with his tongue hanging out like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. She's gonna scratch my belly. I know it. Summer fun. And it seems like Y&R is also giving us a new couples preview for the summer. We have Kyle and Audra. We have Holden and Claire. I mean, what are the odds? In the middle of a panic attack, and that hot shirtless guy runs around the corner to save her, to calm her down, to give her some breathing techniques. I mean, dang, I couldn't focus on anything but his chest. Dang. I think that the tattoo on Holden's chest qualifies as a Zen focal point. Just breathe deep and watch the star on my chest. Okay, I'm feeling better. I am suddenly feeling more calm. Lucky girl. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Are you kidding me? The hot guy runs around the corner shirtless to help her out. I love soaps. This is exactly everything I love about soaps. And then Victoria and Nate, which is the most surprising seemingly new couple. I mean, I feel like it's being hinted that they're going to be a new couple. I feel like it's being hinted that the writing is just on the wall. Cole has Legionnaire's disease. I'm sure the Google searches on that skyrocketed this week. I know I searched it. Apparently Cole waited too long to go to the hospital, and he did. He was dragging his feet. And now in the previews for next week, it looks like Victoria and Claire have made it back to the hospital just in time to watch him die. No. You cannot give me all this summer fun, Y&R, and contrast it with Cole dying a surprising death. No, that's just so disappointing and so unfair. Please, Y&R, don't kill Cole. There's absolutely no reason for it. What would even be the point of killing Cole? Why would you bother to bring him back for a couple of months just to get rid of him? Oh boy, Kane is really not the man he used to be. In every conceivable way. This Kane feels colder. He feels more calculating. He definitely comes off as more of a mob son than, you know, the all-American Australian sweetheart that I remember. Okay, maybe not quite, but, you know, rose-colored lenses for the past. But yeah, I would say for right now, I don't recognize this Kane. But it's okay with me because I feel like it's all made up for by our train murder mystery that we're about to have. I feel like I'll settle into accepting him as new Kane later on down the line, especially after we've gone through the new twists on the track of the, you know, murder on the Aristotle Dumas Express. Whoa. Kane invited Chance to the party. Chance shows up at the party, and Kane invited him specifically because he's a cop, and Kane believes that someone is going to try to kill him. There's absolutely no evidence for that. Kane just happens to think that somebody is going to try to kill him. And currently everyone is trapped at the mansion because there was a storm last night that wiped out the tracks. Everyone's trapped there. They don't have access to the mansion. Oh, you're sorry about the fact that everyone's trapped here, but yet you don't allow them to have access to the mansion? Now that's creepy. They're not allowed on the main property. They can only all go on the train or the maze. They are restricted. Well, yeah, I would say you might start to feel a little hostile. Maybe Kane's counting on that. I'm feeling it. I really love these stormy mystery train murder vibes that I'm getting. I mean, the more that I think about it, the maze, the train cars, the conveniently placed murder weapon. It's all beautiful and perfect for a fun summer story. I mean, do you guys remember how soaps used to put so much effort into those summer stories? Because, of course, they really wanted to catch people who were home for the summer. I mean, not just the kids and teens, but the teachers, anybody home for the summer. You were hostage to that TV back then. You didn't have as many options. So they would really put a lot into those summer stories in order to hook you. And I really feel like Y&R's giving us a throwback to that. It's so cool. So unique. And plus, it's just so nice to see all of the beachwear. It really feels like a vacation, and everyone is styled as such. I mean, everybody just looks so fresh and flowy. Even Nick said, guys, I am gonna bust out my white shorts for this. So many palm trees, and I'm so podunk that I had to look up, okay, well, are there palm trees in the south of France? I don't know. I thought everybody just looked beachy, but I guess, so yeah, there are plenty. Apparently, Google told me, in addition to telling me about Legionnaire's disease, told me that the south of France is known for their palm trees. So, hey, palm trees aplenty. Nick had palm trees on his shirt. Phyllis looked like a palm tree. She had on a green dress and the green leafy earrings. Sharon looked beautiful in that fresh yellow stripe. Phyllis is -1 best friend this week, but plus another, which is nice. I think that Phyllis and Sharon are going to be our summer detectives for this upcoming murder case. I can just see it now. Phyllis and Sharon skipping through the maze, arm in arm, gold heels clicking on the floor, picking up clues. That's great. I like it a lot. Phyllis was so flattered that Sharon was concerned for her getting involved with Kane. And that's just adorable to me, because everyone in Phyllis's life has warned her against getting involved with Aristotle Dumas. And she didn't listen to them. But for some reason, the fact that Sharon gave her a warning really touched her heart. But it's not going to matter one little bit. Phyllis wants a job, and she doesn't just want any job. Phyllis wants a screw you job. She wants a job that makes everybody go, oh. She made her pitch to Kane in the most Phyllis way possible, slinking around him, and he said that he would consider it. But Phyllis did make the mistake of calling Amanda out as a possible partner, and Amanda was not happy about it. Amanda was all in on Phyllis's let's run Chancellor together plan, but when Phyllis mentioned it to Kane, Amanda was practically like, I don't know this woman. Immediately upon revealing himself, Kane pulled Victor away from the party to negotiate. Victor, who knew all along that it was Kane. Oh, Y&R made sure to let us know. Victor always knew it was Kane. Hey, Victor, it would have been nice if you'd have told us, given us some kind of clue, or it would have been nice if you would have told Nikki, considering the decision of whether or not to get rid of Chancellor was left in her hands. And Nikki said, I'm keeping my company. Kane wants Chancellor in exchange for all his businesses. And Nikki said, no, I'm keeping my company. And Victor apparently saw it all coming. Is it blasphemous of me to pose a theory that Victor was just as baffled as everyone else by the Kane Ashby reveal? But all he did was just sit there with his poker face on, pretending that he knew it all along. Oh yes, that Kane Ashby, it was so clear all along. didn't know. He just sat there oh yeah, and then after it was revealed, he pretended like, oh yeah, I knew all along. It's not clear to me why exactly Kane is willing to trade all of his monopoly houses and hotels in exchange for Chancellor Industries Avenue. Why? Why is Chancellor so important to him? Could it have something to do with Colin's love for Jill? Maybe Colin saw this as his final way to make up for whatever happened between he and Jill, and now Kane is trying to avenge that? Well, I am kind of feeling the need to defend Colin. I mean, I don't know if my memory matches your memory, but I found him delightful, truly delightful. Con man, yes, but who hasn't been a former con on this show? That doesn't affect me. That doesn't affect my opinion of him. I thought his relationship with Jill was delightful. And it was good when it was good. That's for sure. I thought they were funny. They were naughty. I think he challenged her. And yes, he challenged Kane too. And yeah, he stole Devon's money. But it's important to remember that the Colin who did that did it off screen. We never saw it. And also apparently Devon was able to get his money back. I'm so glad, but I don't remember that part at all. Oh, he must have lost his fortune for a little bit, but then it quickly got returned. Don't remember that. But I tell you something I do remember. I do remember a story where Lily committed a crime. And I remember a story where Lily got sent to prison. And I seem to remember her being all about reformation. All about redemption, as I believe the tattoo says. So I would think that Lily would have some sympathy for someone asking for forgiveness, Colin. I would think she would have some sympathy for Kane's plea, wanting to reconnect with his dying father, who is apparently dead. Kane wanted to connect with his dying father, and now he's dead. And you would think that Lily would have some sympathy for that, especially since she's been thinking about her father a lot lately. And furthermore, in that brand new black and white flashback argument that Lily and Kane had, Lily used the excuse that she doesn't want the kids to be around Colin. And the fact that Kane would even want to connect with Colin just turned her off completely, made her not want to have anything to do with him, made her not want to have the kids have anything to do with him. But they're not kids. They're grown adults. And Colin is dead. Or so it's being said. So I think what's really going on here now is that Lily doesn't want her inner circle invaded by Kane. She doesn't trust him, okay. She doesn't trust him if he could forgive Colin and then go on and build an empire with him. That's the story. That's how they father-son teamed up on Colin's deathbed and became billionaires. Hey, if you could have done that all along, why didn't you do it? But apparently, okay, you did it at the end. But I think what Lily is saying is that deep down, she's afraid that Kane is just like Colin. If Kane could forgive Colin, then maybe Kane is just like Colin. So, okay, that seems to be her surface argument. But maybe she's not really afraid of Kane hurting her, hurting the kids at all. Maybe what she's really afraid of is falling back in love with him again. It's late night on the train. Lily can't sleep, so she wanders out to the dining car, and who's sitting there, enjoying the most fabulous glass of expensive wine? Oh, hot new boyfriend material. What you know? He was just sitting there waiting. He was hoping she couldn't sleep. Oh my goodness. If I didn't love Damian before, I loved him the moment he busted out the deck of cards. Did he bring those from home? I almost thought he said he brought them from home, but I don't know. Maybe he found the cards and the poker chips on the shelf right beside the box of knives. This is a weird train. Box of poker chips and a box of knives. Damian said, oh, I'll put my chips on the table and I'll put my prints on the murder weapon. Good call. Brilliant. That scene was a lot of fun. I tell you, I am done being suspicious of Damian. Yes, he seems too good to be true, but I just don't think Y&R has an active plot there. I think they want us to take it at face value. And the face value is this. Lily has got a hunky new guy in her life. Everything is going great. And then at exactly that moment, the old love of her life comes back. And he's different. And he's wildly rich, wildly extravagant, and more than capable of getting what he wants. That's the tricky part. That's the scary part. Lily should be afraid, but not for the reason she thinks. Kane has made it clear that he wants her back. And when telling him no didn't work, Lily laid a big old kiss on Damian right in front of Kane. Like, yeah, that'll show him. I mean, that's such a crazy reaction. If you just don't want Kane and you told him no firmly, there should really be no reason to have to go over the top about it. I mean, it was so obvious. And it was so unfair to Damian at the end of the day. I mean, Lily is dragging him into this mess between her and her ex. Kane wants Lily. Kane sees Damian as an obstacle to getting back with Lily. Kane wants Damian out of the way. And now Damian's fingerprints are all over the murder weapon. Oh no! Amy's premonition is coming true. Meanwhile, back in Genoa City, Adam and Chelsea are putting together the pieces of the Monopoly game. I really think Monopoly is going to be the theme now that replaces the Count of Monte Cristo. I like it. I like it. I also liked that Adam uncovered the fact that while all of Genoa City is in France, Aristotle Dumas is quietly buying up all of the surrounding real estate in Genoa City. And so that means when they all get back to town, Kane's going to own everything. He's surrounding them like a military tactic or something. But yet I don't see how owning all of the local warehouses is going to affect anything. Some condos and some warehouses, who cares? But I don't know. The artist formerly known as Aristotle Dumas is definitely getting some help from Genoa City's real estate whiz, who also looks great in no shirt, Holden. Next week in the previews, Holden and Kane are meeting, already having been involved. So I'm kind of assuming that Holden was the one quietly working in the background, buying up the properties for Kane in advance. Yeah, so I mean, Holden's going to be perfectly happy to be doing business for Kane, and that means he's probably going to be completely okay doing dirty business for Kane against Damian. Billy seems particularly fired up against Kane. They have a pseudo sibling rivalry. Kane pretended to be Jill's long-lost son, Philip, all those years ago, but ugh, we forgave him for that a long time ago, Billy. I do like that Billy's holding on to it, though. You know, pretending to be, if you were pretending to be my mother's long-lost dead son, right? Yeah, I think I would be a little bitter. But Billy is kind of fading into the background. I mean, he had some great one-liners, some great zingers. He's there in the mix, but he was the first person that Kane had talked to on the phone. And so it seems like Kane has a specific desire to connect with Billy, but I'm just not, I don't know, I'm not putting together that piece very well. And if Billy really does want to get adversarial now, like let's say Kane wanted to repair it, and Billy's not going to forgive him, and Billy's going to be an enemy, well, then I think that Sally had a great idea. Let's go home, back to Genoa City, and launch our brand new media business with the breaking story that Aristotle Dumas is Kane Ashby. That's an amazing idea. Be the first to leak it, and you can humiliate Kane in that way. That's definitely going to bring him some bad press or some press. It's going to be a distraction for him at the very least. But Billy wasn't having it. He really was like, nah, hey, I don't know. I think he really needs to listen to her, and maybe he will when they get back. But yeah, I think honestly Sally's got the bigger brain between the two of them. Well, and then the other piece of the puzzle that hasn't fully fallen into place for me yet is Michael. But how much you want to bet that Victor will be begging Michael to come back to work for him a couple of weeks from now? You know, I mean, Victor's giving Michael the cold shoulder, but he'll probably be saying, don't you want to help me? I'm under attack. And then Michael will feel guilty for not. Yeah, Michael's in an interesting position because Michael didn't retire because he didn't want to work anymore. Michael retired because he didn't want to work for Victor. And, you know, on the chance that Victor continues giving Michael the cold shoulder, well, you know, why should Michael continue to be loyal to Victor when, you know, Victor's treating him the way he is? So maybe when Kane approaches Michael for some legal dealings that will affect Victor, I don't know, maybe Michael won't be so quick to say no. The soap casting decisions as of late have just been getting weirder and weirder. Daniel Goddard, Kane Ashby, went to General Hospital. Billy Flynn, Chad DeMira, went to Y&R. And now Connor Floyd, Chancellor, is going to Days of Our Lives to play Chad DeMira. So Chance is going to play the role that new Kane just came from. It's nuts. That's nuts. I wasn't expecting to lose Chance, but it doesn't shock me. It doesn't feel like Y&R's done all that much with him lately. And I, you know, thinking back about that, looking back to the Y&R chat from the week that Kane left, I feel a lot of the same way about Chance that I did about Kane, less sexually, but still in the fact that it's been clear for the last year that they just aren't doing very much with him. So I guess it's not surprising for me, and the fact that he's been so meh on the canvas lately makes it hard for me to really whip up any emotion about it. But I think I'm going to make that the poll question for the week. Chance is leaving Y&R. Is that all good with you? Are you fine with it? Or do you see that as bad news? YRChat.com. That's where you can cast your vote. It's just so bizarre that there's just this musical chairs thing happening with the male soap actors bouncing from Days to General to Y&R back to Days. That's crazy. I feel like all three soaps got together and said, well, you know, if we switch around our soap hunks, maybe we can get soap fans to pick up another show. Like, why watch one soap when you could watch all four? Here's what we could do. We could make Y&R fans watch General Hospital by putting Daniel Goddard on that show. We can make Days fans, or we can make Y&R fans watch Days then to see Chance, the old Chance. And then we can make Days fans come to Y&R to see Billy Flynn. It's almost like this, I'll, wash your back if you wash mine kind of Illuminati level conspiracy stuff going on here to get me to watch more soaps. I see what you're doing, Y&R and soap executives, all of you together. I see what you're doing. And I like it. Sometimes things really are as simple as they look. I don't know about that. That sounds like the kind of thing someone says when they're in the Illuminati. Sometimes things really are as simple as they look. If you think you know who said that, you should go to yrchat.com and find out. Got to give a birthday shout out to Sharita. Happy birthday, Sharita. It's coming up the day after the 4th. So the 5th. A post July 4th birthday. That's kind of cool. So you get to sort of celebrate for 2 days. July 4th, fireworks, and then just ride that party right on into the 5th. Happy birthday, Sharita. Here is another note about another casting thing here from Victoria, who says, just want to give a shout out to our Noah Newman, Rory Gibson, on General Hospital. He burst onto their set as Michael Corinthos and has been doing amazing work since. Who knew how compelling of an actor he was? Y&R had a gem. I think I knew that, but I didn't fully process it. So there we go. Y&R, the former Y&R, going to General Hospital. So he'll be working with Daniel Goddard. Rory, he gives me like he could be mobby. I don't know. I still think of General Hospital as being very mobby. But then I'm completely basing that on, my viewing of it in the 90s. It was very mob related, but so I don't know. I don't know if it's still that, but he's sort of feels like he could play a dark role pretty well. Is he dark there? Anyway, it's great to know. It's interesting though that they're switching it up, and I really think it's part of a conspiracy to get you to watch the other soaps. I bet you they've done some research, and probably the most likely person to start watching a soap is somebody who already watches another soap. And so this is all part of the strategy. I really feel like that's correct. Dolores says, Allie, I watched your past review regarding the firing of Daniel Goddard and thought of you remembering General Hospital last week's show. GH has reopened their supposed rooftop swimming pool for the summer scenes. And in one of the scenes, Professor Dalton, Daniel Goddard, makes a swim lap, exits the pool, and one of his prize students stood staring at him, at his fabulous body. If you have Hulu, go see last week's Wednesday show. Oh, that sounds so good. Okay. I don't have Hulu. There's got to be somewhere else I can see that clip, right? If anybody knows, tell me. I would really like to see that. Ooh, that's fun. By the way, if you do, speaking of that, I do want to mention that if you are still interested in watching the flashback Y&R chat of me going a little nuts when I found out that Daniel Goddard was leaving Y&R, you can go to yrchat.com/storylines, and I will have that emailed to you right away. I'm only leaving it up there for another week, though, so you have to get it this week. After that, it'll be gone if you're interested in checking out that flashback Y&R chat. Now, last week week I asked you guys if you felt like this Kane reveal was a good one or not. I'm kind of surprised 77% say no. The Kane reveal was a letdown. Timothy says big letdown. This actor is too young to play Kane, and he's not Australian. Yeah, Marianne V says, I don't like that Dumas is Kane. Should have been a new character since the recast. It would have been more interesting. You know, I really do have to agree with that. I kind of just wish it would have been a new character. I'll get over it and everything, and I'll call him Kane, and I'll get there. But it just almost feels like it would have given the new actor more room to go ahead and be whatever version he wants to be if he got to be an all-new character. But Sue W says relax and go with yay. She voted yay, so why not? It's a ridiculous soap. This is the genre, and I'm gonna love it. I've decided to just go with the reveal flow and have fun with it. Groaning all the way, so what? It is what it is. I am happy to have Y&R with silly stuff than no Y&R at all. Unhappy viewers can bail if watching isn't a fun escape, but I'm gonna go with this reveal. Cheers. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I feel like I will retain information about past storylines. I mean, maybe for the next year, but then I'm just right along with the flow. I think the nature of me, doing Y&R Chat, I sort of have to be, because if I get stuck anywhere, then I'm not in the present part of the story. I sort of have to accept the presence of the current story in order to do Y&R Chat. I sort of have to go right along with the flow. So I'll get there. I'll grumble for 2 weeks. I'll be done. Connie says, last week I commented that the long wind-up reveal was a strikeout for me. This week I thought the pace was better, and I love having so many characters in one place and the fun interactions that ensue. Yeah, I agree. I think it was at first just like, ugh, all of that wind up, the bubble popped. It was sort of like, meh. But then, yeah, I think this week they picked up the pace and it was a lot more acceptable. Diana says, I have changed my mind about the new Kane, and I wasn't sure about his acting skills at first. The more I watch him on screen, I can see that the actor has studied the previous Kane played by Daniel Goddard. The way he sits with his legs crossed and many of his mannerisms are the same. I think he's doing a great job. Yeah, I can't believe everybody else got such interesting outfit changes throughout the week. And I just kept thinking, his first outfit was a white t-shirt. His second outfit was a white t-shirt. Like, if you really want me to accept him, Y&R, can we mix up the styling a little bit? Why would they do that? They just want us to focus on the actor and the face and the body and the embodiment of the new character. They don't want us to get distracted by the clothes, so they're just putting him in white, I guess. Dolores says, Y&R, you got me excited again in anticipation for what's coming next. Not since the moment Tucker McCall appeared on the scene has there truly been a possible foe to match the mustache TGVN. This appears to be a new and improved Kane Ashby, and I cannot wait to see where this is all going. It seems that Victor is stuck far away from his kingdom in Genoa City, and Adam cannot get in touch with him to let him know some odd real estate buys. So Mr. Victor Newman may not be as wise and or all-knowing about the plots or schemes of Aristotle Dumas / Kane Ashby. Oh boy, let the games begin. Let the games begin. I'll tell you what, though, I'm agreeing with Diana here, who says, I was so sad and disappointed to hear Kane say that his father had died a few months ago. The character of Colin was so great and intriguing. I looked into what the actor is doing and if he is still with us, and Tristan Rogers is on General Hospital playing a character named Robert Scorpio. It looks like Daniel Goddard and he will be reunited on that soap. I'm wondering if Y&R decided to kill off Colin because he has an Australian accent and the new actor who plays his son does not. I hope that somewhere down the road the door is left open for Colin to return and we find out that Kane was lying for some reason. Tristan Rogers is like the James Bond in Soapland. He has a lot of charisma and intrigue. I hope Y&R brings him back one day. Thank you for saying that, Diana, because I really felt the same. It seemed like it was just everybody going on and on about Colin's bad qualities. But he was great. He was a real delight for the fans, I think. And that is fully based on how charismatic Tristan Rogers really is. I did not know that he is on General Hospital right now. I think he was on General Hospital before he came to Y&R as Robert Scorpio. But that's really great that he's there on the same show as Daniel Goddard now. So maybe it all makes sense. Maybe it was even a more natural fit. So I'm happy for Daniel Goddard that he's got this new show, new role, and he's got apparently students who really enjoy looking at his bod. That sounds fun and clever. So maybe it's all working out for the best. Keisha says, bougie, Nikki, Reed, Foster, Bancroft, Newman, Abbott, Landers, Newman, Chow, Sharp, Abbott, Newman, judging Lily and Kane's relationship after she allowed Victor Newman to gaslight her emotions for over 40 years. It's always a good day when someone can get that full name out. And how about that print dress she was wearing? I did not love it. It was so primary, and then it had that like shell necklace on it. I just was not feeling that look. And I didn't see a bag. The last week's bag was so notable, and no bag this week. Well, Russell says Victor doesn't trade Chancellor to Kane. Kane might come after Newman Enterprises to get it. Ooh, okay, now there we go, Russell, because they've said Chancellor Industries is a privately held company, so there's really not a way that Kane's going to be able to get it. And of course, he backed off saying that he even wanted it. But you're making a great point that maybe Newman Enterprises is more vulnerable than Chancellor, so it would make sense for Kane to go after it instead. Sue W. says, I don't know, I'm not convinced that Dumas is truly at Victor's level overall. Is anyone really? Victor has decades of well-played treachery molded in his core. By comparison, Dumas is a veritable child, despite his wealth of business holdings and secrets and mazes and the like. Yeah, the whole, maybe Kane's actually on Victor's level. No. No. Not at all. We'll go with it for a couple weeks, and we'll see what tricky stuff Kane has up his sleeve. But in the end, Victor always wins. People find that out the hard way. Oh, Connie says, the second that Lily kissed Damian to make Kane jealous, I was confused by the indignant Lily. He did me wrong claim might apply to their marriage, but certainly not after the divorce. She told Kane to his face that her personal life is none of your business and no concern to you unless it involves the kids. And even that connection is gone now that they're grown. So why is this sentiment not reciprocated? Why is Kane's life any of her business or concern? As long as his wealth was accrued legally and his children are well treated, he owes her no explanation whatsoever regarding his business dealings or pseudonym identity. I'm also not buying the scrutiny that Kane Ashby doing business as Aristotle Dumas is being portrayed as lying to the world. How is this a lie when vast numbers of corporate owners DBA another name? Yeah, you know what, Connie, that's a really good reality check moment there. Like, oh yeah, a lot of companies, a lot of businesses, a lot of people do business under a different name. So is it really that shady? And is it really enough to justify Lily's indignance? Ooh, Russell says Lily better listen to Kane's warning about Damian's untrustworthiness. While Kane has motivations to lie about it, he does know him better, only second to Holden. We are all unsure about Damian's intentions, and you know his ulterior motives will be revealed at some point. You know, you're right, Russell. The fact that Kane mentioned, Lily, You gotta be wary of this Damian. He's not who you think he is, or he's shady. He lied about who he was, is what Kane said. And the fact that Kane put that out there does replant that seed of doubt about Damian right when I had just buried it. Unburied it. Oh, Kane's gonna water my one little seed of doubt about Damian, whether it's true or not. Oh. Victoria says Damian has been playing the long game with Lily, and I think it's paying off. Their card game games were very entertaining. There's a natural rapport between the actors, which makes their pairing believable. I'm on board to get this couple to level up. Let's see if they can make this train rock. Yes, I saw so many comments from people saying, well, that train wasn't moving at all. There was no rattling on the train. Well, maybe Lily and Damian can give us a different kind of shake, rattling, and rolling. All aboard! Sharon W. says, after seeing next week's previews, I'm really happy that Amanda is keeping up with the scorn she has for Devon. And even though I've loved Devon and Abby together at times, not especially when Devon is a mopey sourpuss, and even though I've always loved Abby, Amanda 100% deserves to still be sad and angered at the way Devon treated her. And by the way, it seems as if Devon's chip on his shoulder has transferred to his sister Lily, who much of the time seems to have the same woe is me behavior. Yeah, most definitely. And I think it is a good thing that Amanda is there, still having the scorn. It definitely gives Devon and Abby's relationship something to do. Devon he's just really on the sidelines right now, and Abby's not even on full contract. So having Amanda in there definitely makes it interesting. Makes me wonder if there could be a reunion around the corner. Now remember, and if you did see the flashback Y&R Chat episode, Kane leaving the show in 2019 is what opened the door to Amanda and Devon beginning their relationship, beginning their romance. So that is worth going back and watching or listening. If you do want to sign up, yrchat.com/storylines. You can watch it as a video or as a podcast. 1 week only remaining on that. Here's a good question. Russell says, I can't believe that we ended the week without a murder or an attempt. They're given all the warning signs with the cast leaving. I guess we're still in Nice at the start of next week, but the previews showed nothing like a murder, and Kane was at Crimson Lights at some point. Yeah, Russell. Yeah, I mean, and then like when it was like, the storm's coming, I thought there was going to be some kind of overnight darkness, lightning flashy, we just see like the knife dropping to the ground kind of mystery moment, and that didn't happen. And I tell you, I am shocked that we're back in Genoa City by next week. Where to murder? We were promised a murder, where it at? Astra says, yeah, it was bizarre of him to say that. People are leery of him and his motives, but I never got any indication that anyone wanted to kill him. Yeah, I mean, no indication whatsoever. That just came out of nowhere, and then it wasn't delivered. T. Nicole says, I think a murder mystery whodunit could be neat, but it seems unlikely to me that anyone at the party would actually cold-blooded murder someone, except for Kane's robot butler, who escorted them into the maze. Oh, yeah. And Gary says, the butler did it. I mean, yeah, if there is a murder, the butler did it. Clearly. I mean, he was there. He's the only one that's not on the main cast. He would be it. Number one. Gary also says, who's looking forward to a great Chancellor murder mystery from France? That is why about the whole cast has been transpacked there to serve as murder suspects. Ho hum, get me off this Y&R train. Oh, Gary, that is interesting. Oh, man, what if Kane thinks he's the one that's about to get a murder attempt? what if Chance steps in and actually gets murdered? I mean, we know that he's leaving the show now, so is there any chance that Y&R would just kill him off? That seems so unnecessary. I don't want Cole or Chance to die. Of course, it doesn't have to be a successful murder to be a murder attempt, but I think that's a really interesting theory, Gary, and you could be right. A little bit of a bait and switch there. Victoria says, A. Dumas says he is many steps ahead of everyone in Genoa City. I wonder if he's planning to fake his murder and implicate one or all of his opponents. Ooh, yes, Victoria, 1000%. This would be my preferred twist if Kane was setting that all up, knowing that he was the one that was going to be behind it, framing someone for his own murder. Okay, now that's diabolical. T. Nicole says, oh no, Kyle. Just like Allie says, you are such a dum-dum. We know Audra is seducing him for her gain, and I'm sure there's a sexual attraction on her part. But for someone who claims to be in love with Claire and signed a crazy contract to not break her heart, you are acting so out of line with Audra. Kyle, what if Victor walked in and saw Kyle giving Audra a shoulder massage while also just happening to have some sunscreen on his hands? First of all, no one needs to slather on sunscreen that intimately. Second of all, no business deal between Chabot and Vibrante requires Kyle to choose to act this inappropriate with Audra. He's kind of like Nick. You flash and sex appeal their way and they're putty in your hands. Dang, Tina Cole, that is insightful. Kyle is just like Nick. You wave that little bit of sex in front of them and they're just like, ooh, here I come, here I come. But yeah, the other thing is I forgot about the contract. Kyle signed a contract to not break Claire's heart, and then he's slathering all, got his hands all over Audra's body. Especially when they make spray sunscreen these days. Oh no. Gary's going to be glad to get out. Gary says, I am not spending the entire summer amidst a bunch of hedges. That's funny because I didn't think about that. But I'm almost kind of disappointed that we're already going back to Genoa City. I was thinking we'd be among the hedges a little while longer. Oh, but not before Sharon W. mentions that Michael walks in dressed in white, head to toe, including shoes, hair, and beard. And he looks amazing because can we think of anyone else in Genoa City that could pull that off? I mean, no kidding. White hair, white suit, white shoes, white beard. That was just too good. Way too good. I am really enjoying the fashion of it all. And gosh, Michael was only there for a second. It feels like we're not there long enough. Michael just got there. He must have come in for one day of filming and then that's it. I think it's too soon. Oh my gosh, but we got to get back to Genoa City to watch Cole die. Russell says, oh no, it's happening. Unless it's a trick to get us to watch. That could be. That is what I'm hoping for. Because Diana says, I'm confused about Cole's storyline. A while ago, Cole was sent to the hospital when he wasn't well at the tag house. He returned home, said he was better. Why wasn't this rare form of pneumonia that he had found then? Claire mentioned that the doctor told them that early detection was important. Why wasn't this detected the first time he went to the hospital? Cole returned home and Victoria mentioned they were waiting on the test results. There seems to be some kind of hole in this storyline. I hope, however, that Allie is correct in her idea that Cole's illness is just a stall tactic to get Claire and Holden together and Kyle and Audra. I'm starting to lose faith in that, though. That preview scared me. I feel like this is it. Cole looked scared. I feel like next week we're going to have to watch Cole die. Well, Robin says, well, it only took a shirtless Holden to make me change my mind about him. I think I rank him as #1 best physique on the show. That's the only, saving grace about Cole dying is, getting to see Holden shirtless a little more. Robin, he does have a really good physique. I looked at him and I was like, those pecs. I mean, he's got, and that face and the whole thing. I said to myself, he's probably 20 years old. This 20-year-old he's almost so good looking that it makes me mad. And so I looked it up so that I could just be justified. He's 20. What is he, 20? He's 40. Dang! He's got this baby face. That man, I mean, it's uncanny. It's like almost not right how attractive he is. It's almost like he like twinkles a little bit. He's so dang clean. And then I was thinking, he's got, obviously he's got to wax that chest. Like, that's a lot of upkeep. You got to keep that chest waxed. That's a lot of work, and it shows. It shows. It pays off because he's shiny. He's all muscly and shiny. He's got those twinkle stars all around him all the time. He's always sparkling. Ticks me off. Daisy says, I think that Kane's nefarious plan is starting to take shape in Genoa City. I hope, though, that Adam will be able to stop whatever Kane is doing, or at the very least hold off any damage until everyone returns so they can get involved in countermanding his plot. Also, I'd like to see what Kane has to say when his plans are brought to light and he cannot hide any longer. Reality might take him down at least a few pegs. Yeah, I mean, Adam is so on the outside of this. I mean, he's playing an important part. I like it. But I feel like I'm missing out on Adam having any vacation wear. Adam can't get a hold of Victor to let him know that this is all going on in Genoa City. I think Adam needs to hop on a plane and then a train and get to Victor right away, and hopefully have enough sense to coordinate the fashion before he goes. Like, if Adam needs to go to France, but he can't show up just in his regular clothes. He needs to come in correct for the vacation reveal. Ooh, Steven says, I'm surprised that none of our heroes have a recent iPhone. With iPhone 14 or later, you can send iMessages or SMS messages via satellite when you're off the grid with no cellular and Wi-Fi coverage, as does the Google Pixel 9 series and some Galaxy S25 models. It's time to get rid of these old flip phones. Thank you for that reality check, Steven. It's just so impossible to do I feel like stories do kind of suffer. You have to work with the fact that cell phones exist now, and there's no way around it. There's no conceivable reality where absolutely no one has cell service anymore. And I think that's kind of disappointing for dramatic purposes. You really kind of can't be off the grid. It's sort of impossible because everybody has these phones. I would just like you to know, though, that I am in the probably 1% of Americans or anyone in the world these days that does have a flip phone. I have I don't even know what it's called. It cost me $20. And you do flip it looks like the jitterbug. You flip the top of it up and it's got giant numbers so I can see them real good. And I got the phone number that it is written in masking tape. I wrote my phone number on masking tape, ripped it off, stuck it on the back of the thing, because actually I got two numbers on the back. It has my phone number and then 911 right below it. Those are the only two numbers I need to remember. My number so that you can get a hold of me, and then 911 in case there's some kind of emergency that I need to get a hold of help. I really would have been screwed in the maze. With my flip phone. Oh, goodness. I just figure, like, what do I need a phone for? Everybody else has got one. It would take me, 20 seconds to move slightly to the left and say, oh, can I borrow your phone? There, I've got all the phones. I've got all the phones just by asking if I could borrow a phone. What do I need it for? Oh my goodness. But then again, if I ever get stuck in a maze, if a billionaire ever decides that he wants to hold me captive at his mansion, I'm going to have to use my wits to get out. What was it? Steven said there's some kind of trick to getting out of a maze. You put your left hand, you stay on the left wall, and just always keep your left hand on the left wall. I'm going to have to remember that. That's some good life skill for me in case that ever comes up. I do use soaps as a way to prepare myself for real life situations that might happen. I mean, what happens if I get kidnapped and put in a sewer? Well, I've seen Sharon get out of it, so now I know. I'm ready. Oh my goodness. I think that is a good Y&R chat, you guys. You should go to yrchat.com and leave some comments for the week. I want to know what you guys are thinking as it comes up about Kane, about the recast, about the murder reveal, about how all this is coming down. Tell me what you think about Chance. Are you disappointed by this news, or is it just fine with you? yrchat.com is the best place to leave storyline comments, so that and that's where I pull from when I scan for comments to read on Y&R Chat. So if you have a comment that you want to be read and considered and shared out with everybody, yrchat.com. But of course you can also just come back next Sunday and we'll all be together again then. Okay, I love you guys and I hope you have a really good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!